right. And we are live officially with no technical difficulties whatsoever. So, all right. Yes, this is my first live show, so bear with me. Tell me if my mic is too loud or too quiet or anything. Officially. No. Also, I've got to mute my stream. But yeah, I'm with the wonderful Abby Salter.
Hello.
And we read Children of Time with my Discord. And
We did.
Yes. And yeah, this first half will be like spoiler free, and then we will talk about spoilers. So yeah, Abby, what did you think?
I quite liked this. It's a very out of my comfort zone. It's not my like normal go-to fantasy book, and I'd say it is like well into sci-fi. It's not like, easy sci-fi. It's full-on sci-fi. But I quite enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I liked any of the characters, but I quite liked the writing style and I was always intrigued to see where it was going to go.
Yeah, I was not huge. Like, none of the characters really stood out to me either. Um, and yeah, I'm definitely not usually a sci-fi fan, or I am, but not like this heavy of sci-fi, I guess. And yeah, it was cool though. Um, let's see.
It was intense on the sci-fi. Like
Yeah,
there was a lot of traveling
yeah,
through the space.
yeah. The time traveling for sure. The like, I've never read a book that had like just centuries of time passages. And that was weird.
That
Also,
was weird for me too.
yeah,
But I wonder what everyone else thought. What did everyone think, like in the chat?
yeah. I've got the chat on screen, which is pretty cool. So hello, Abby. Hello, Geeklet, James, Lyra, Senor Channing Tatum, Potato, Steve, Angela, and yeah. Um,
I I think I gave it 4 stars overall. Like it wasn't a new favorite, but I liked its execution.
yeah, yeah. I was a little bit less of a fan, I think. I gave it like 3 stars just because the pacing for me was very slow for a lot of it. I feel like this could have been 100 pages shorter or something.
Yeah, because it was 600 pages. Yeah, it could have maybe been 500. I could agree with that.
Yeah, and it was weird because I liked the idea of following around like an anthropologist or a classicist or whatever, and he knows like languages and stuff. Um, but he's just like traveling through space and not really interacting with cultures too much. So it was
I
less
mean, there aren't
exciting.
that many cultures for him to interact with.
Yeah. Yeah. So I felt like we should have followed around Lane or something, or I don't even know.
I liked him. I liked Holston. I
Holston.
think he was the nicest human out of the bunch. But because a lot of the humans weren't really like my cup of tea, like I wouldn't want to be friends with them. But the thing I struggled with was that like it occasionally, well, not occasionally, but like you'd get into a chunk and you'd be like, I'm really getting into this. Yes, yes. And then when you next came to Holston's chapter, like a few hundred years have passed because he'd been asleep, and I'm like, stop going to sleep. But obviously that's the nature of space travel. Like they can't be awake all the time, otherwise they'd be dead before they got to the final destination.
Yeah, definitely. It was yeah, should we give a synopsis so people who haven't read
Oh
it?
yeah.
I had no plan for this, by the way. I'm just like, oh, we'll go live. Um but yeah. So basically there's we start by following around. Oh my god, I'm forgetting everyone's name right now. This is like presenting in high school and forgetting things. But yeah, we follow around Vrana Kern, who's like terraforming this planet with this nanovirus, and
She thinks she's going to develop monkeys that are going to eventually become like thinking, sentient human being type things. What she doesn't realize is that, well, she does realize, but sort of represses the memory that all the monkeys are destroyed and she's actually terraforming spiders. And the spiders are becoming sentient. And so you sort of follow the evolution of the spiders and their journey to sentience alongside this human population that is escaping from a ruined Earth and trying to find another habitable planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we follow the spiders and we follow like this group of humans that's like on the last spaceship and they are trying to find a planet and yeah, to like live on
They
or
think
whatever.
they find the perfect planet.
They find a planet with large massive spiders. What else could anyone want?
The thought repulses me.
Yeah. It was funny because there was a lot of like nervousness around following around these massive spiders.
Mm.
But the way it's written isn't too like, gross or anything or like creepy spider, or for me at least. I don't know for you.
Yeah, I found it okay. Like you could sort of just see them as anything else that was sentient. Like you didn't have to think of them as spiders.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you just stopped your imagination from thinking spiders.
Exactly. And like it wouldn't be there wasn't too much like I don't know. But it was from like their point of view, so it's not weird that everyone around them is a massive spider. So,
Yeah, I mean, part of me, it did make me think that like, okay, as humans, we don't, well, me particularly, don't really like spiders. So is there like an alien that views, are we like the spider to an alien presence?
yeah,
Like, like
maybe
could they see us as like as repulsive as spiders? Like that's what it made me think of.
for sure. Okay, let's see. Potato Brarian also gave this 4 star. Steve asks if this book is humorous. Not really. No. It was written. You mentioned the writing style a bit earlier. It was written in a more like
Direct,
scientific, direct way. Yeah.
yeah. Right.
Um, Hello, Charmaine. Uh, Channing Tatum, 3.5 or 4 star. Geeklit, 4.5 star. Geeklit reads is a big sci-fi fan. Um, and yeah,
So overall positive thoughts towards the book,
yeah, yep. Maybe I liked it
apart
the
from
least.
Gregory.
Yeah. No, it was all right. It was just a little slow. And I didn't
I
connect with the
didn't find it
characters.
slow.
Yeah.
I didn't find it that slow,
Mm.
really. Like I was pretty compelled to keep going all the way through. But I know you took a big break, didn't you?
I did
In
take a
between
big
reading.
break. I got distracted by everything. But yeah,
So I wonder
like
if that like hindered your enjoyment because you were having such a big pause between like the first half and the second half.
yes, yeah. I that might have made it seem slow because I stopped reading for like 2 weeks, but yeah. I also felt like it was a little slow because it was building up to kind of like this thing and I thought like the interaction between like the two groups would have happened a bit sooner. Like on the back of the book it says two civilizations are on a collision course. So but like the book isn't like the collision course happens like very late on and I was kind of expecting it earlier maybe. Nope. Oh no. Are you muted?
Standalone, like having it by itself, because it sort of it wraps up. It feels like it's a standalone to me,
Yeah, it does feel like a standalone. I know there is
and
a sequel.
so I know there's a sequel, but I think I'm just going to leave it as a standalone. Like I'm happy with this and just
Mm.
this in this world. I think I don't feel the need to keep going. And
Yeah.
I think the second one is very similar to this, but with octopi.
Yeah. It was mentioned that um the super virus kind of like infected the planet and the spiders like won on land but then it was mentioned like, oh, there are creatures in the sea too. So yeah, that
The
would be
octopi.
octopi. Yeah, definitely unique things to talk about, or like in terms of sci-fi, we don't usually see I don't know. It felt like the Nature Channel or whatever. I think I was joking about um whatever the British guy is who's
Are you
like,
going to go David Attenborough on us and be like,
yes,
and now Portia the spider went through the undergrowth hunting for her prey.
yes, you have a good British accent, so
What a surprise!
what
Who'd
a
have thought?
surprise. Yeah, much better than mine. So let's see, what is chat saying? Is anyone continuing the series? Let's see. Ew, humans. Yeah. Boo. Humans suck. Let's see. I'm just reading chat. This is this is the least entertaining thing. um,
Do you are you Team Spider or Team Human?
Team Spider, definitely.
That's an important question, and I'd like to know everyone's answers if they were Team Spider or Team Human.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm still conflicted. Like Team Spider, because like they're rising up. They're evolving. They're like in the peak of their I don't know their life. Whereas the humans are like all horrible and like dying out. And but then the thing is they're humans, and otherwise they're spiders, and I don't really want to be on Team Spider.
Yeah, no one thinks they want to be on Team Spider until they read about how bad the humans are, and they just like destroyed Earth or whatever, and like now they've got to like fly around and find a new planet to destroy, and that's not fun.
No. No. So
So
what
you're
does
50-50?
Yeah, but probably leaning Spider.
Geeklet, Team Spider. Greg, you have a Bernie accent. My voice is scratchy today. I don't know why. um, I do have a Bernie accent though, and I will, use it at some other time. Similar style to Walking to Alberian. I've not read that, Steve. Oh no, you're muted. Why does this keep happening? Oh no.
Hello?
Oh, now I hear you. Okay. I wonder if it's my headphones.
I haven't read Walking to Aldebaran, so I can't really comment on how this writing style compares to that.
Yeah, neither have I.
This is the only book I read by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I think he's got quite a few, but this is my first one of his.
Yeah, same for me. Abby, is this a type of sci-fi you would want to read some more of, or do you prefer a different type of sci-fi?
I mean, I'm still very new to sci-fi. Like, I just posted today my like deep dive into sci-fi, where I read 3 sci-fi books, and they were all very different sci-fi books. I feel like I would like to explore some more like space opera. Is this like space opera, hard sci-fi? Going into space. But I just don't really know the genre that well. It's not like fantasy where I'm like, oh yes, give me all the epic fantasy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what other books compare to this sort of sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'd have to research it more probably. Yeah, I think space operas have more battles, technically.
So what genre is this?
I don't know.
Or what's
Just epic sci-fi, I guess.
And so would you read more epic sci-fi?
I mean, I'd read more sci-fi. I will. I'm always more distracted by fantasy, and I think you're probably the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantasy is a big distraction.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always calling my name.
Yeah, I always want to read sci-fi, but then if I don't, do like a commitment or something to like this buddy read was perfect because it forced me to actually read sci-fi.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yes, yeah. It was like, right, we're doing it, getting out the comfort zone.
exactly.
Do you
Uh,
have any other non-spoiler thoughts?
do I have non-spoiler thoughts? I don't even know. Andy Smith. I have not read this, so I can't say long, but Abby has a super cool computer and Greg's haircut is dope. Well, thank you. I have not gotten a
I do.
haircut since 2019, so yeah.
I do. I have a very nice new computer.
Yeah. Andy got the same one actually, I saw.
Yeah, he copied me.
Oh, yes.
He saw I got one and was like, right, I'm getting the same.
Yep. Let's see.
Did you have a favorite character?
Did I liked the spiders more probably. Any of the spiders? Probably Fabian. I liked Fabian cuz he like figured out how to like operate within the world and kind of wield what power he did have. Um, there's like the spider matriarchy, which I
Oh, yeah. Female empowerment.
yeah, maybe too much power in this society.
Yeah, it was
Um,
very matriarchal, very, very matriarchal.
yeah,
I mean, what did they say about the men? It was like men were just there for the females to like drain their lives,
yeah,
literally.
yeah, exactly. It's
Like you can kill a man and or kill a male spider, and there's no consequence to it.
yeah, it's or they said it's frowned upon. Like after like a millennia of evolution, it went from like yeah you could kill men to like yeah it's frowned upon.
So I quite liked that part of society that it was the women that were the strong ones and the men that were just that were weak. But I did quite like Fabian's like arc
Hmm.
with him like trying to raise the power of the male spider.
Yes,
I feel like he was the suffragette movement for the men.
yes, the male suffragettes exactly. Um, yeah, who's your favorite character?
The spiders were definitely a lot more likable than the humans. Um, like Portia was definitely very an interesting character. I liked how clever she was. Um, but like in terms of the humans, probably Lane was the most interesting. Like I liked seeing how she developed. I wouldn't necessarily want to be her friend, but she was interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, and she had a lot of work to do because the ship had to stay alive, or she was like the engineer pretty much, and the ship had to stay.
She kept that ship going.
Yeah, and I can't keep my car running for like 15 years even, and that ship was going for like 2,500 years, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, like and how she had to obviously at some moments sleep and like try and make sure that people kept going whilst she was sleeping and keep doing her job.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, let's see, Geeklet. If you liked watching the spider civilization evolve, I would recommend an older book called Dragon's Egg. All right, I will check that out. Also, Andy Smith. Also, I love the library voices tone of this live show. Yeah, I just have like a NPR style voice, so I just can't help it, I guess. Next on Fresh Air, we have a great interview with Abby Salter.
And dragon's egg. Are there dragons in it? Like that's an important question. Like
That's true.
I
Yeah,
have
we were
been
just talking about this.
I have been well, I guess burned by
Burned.
dragon books not having enough dragon content in them.
Yeah, it's a great pet peeve. It's one of the greatest issues of the 21st century. So
If you're advertising your book as dragons, I want a good amount of dragon content.
yes,
Like this book was marketed as spiders in space, and I got a good amount of spiders. Like
yep,
it fit its marketing.
yes. And no other book is marketed with spiders, I don't think. But there
I
were
mean,
so many spiders.
no, like this is the spider book.
Geeklet, nope, no dragons. Boo.
No dragons in Dragon Egg.
Yeah, Dragon's
I-
Egg has no dragons. On the human side, I actually liked the security dude, Horst. He was unpredictable. I never knew WTF he was going to do. Um,
I mean,
and
I didn't really know what many of the humans were going to do. Like every time, what's his name woke up, I was like, well, let's see what's happening now because a few hundred years have passed and anything could have happened.
yeah,
You never know what he was waking up to.
yeah, and he had no idea. It was very interesting. Also, would you consider other books by the author despite not following on with the series?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I would if one of them had a plot that intrigued me. I don't think there's nothing like against this series. I just felt like it was a really good standalone.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he has one called like Doors of Eden, maybe, which sounded really interesting. It has a blue cover. So potentially I might try that one out. But he's got quite a few. Like looking in the at the beginning of this, like he has a good few books
Oh
out
yeah,
already.
wow.
So there's definitely like many places that I could go with his books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've not actually looked into any of his other books. And this was his first sci-fi book, I believe. I do know that. And I don't know what he's been writing recently, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked into the rest of his books too much.
Mhm.
I just saw the blue one. I think it was Doors of Eden in Waterstones ages ago, and got attracted by the cover.
Nice. Let's see. Yeah, but like in terms of the writing style and stuff and the plot, I mean, again, I would hope something would be faster probably and better characters, but I would still probably read something by him.
You
Uh,
want more likable characters.
More likable. Yeah, maybe more likable. I'm like fine with grimdark characters too. It's just like these weren't interesting grimdark characters because I don't know, or at
I
least to me
found them
they weren't.
interesting. They had some interesting dynamics.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess.
Okay, just because they're not there to torture like you all the time, just because they're not Glocta.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no one's as good as Glocta, so. Have you read First Law yet? I don't even know.
No, I
No.
haven't.
Okay.
I just
Well,
have heard of him.
you'll agree. You'll agree with me when you do. And I'm not even like the biggest First Law stan either, so um but yeah. Let's let's see. Tavosk Oh my god, I can never say this author's name. Tchaikovsky's writes fantasy too. I have the first book of a trilogy he wrote. I haven't tried it yet. Okay, good. And I think he wrote something that was I don't even know what he wrote. Did he write like horror before this too or something?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know. I haven't researched him.
I I
Apart from that he's British, which
mm,
is a great thing. Um, he's the author of the 10-book fantasy series Shadows of the Apt,
oh wow. It's a lot of books.
uh, and Guns of the Dawn, a standalone historical fantasy novel.
Nice.
That is what I know.
Awesome
Oh,
awesome. Let's see. So, do you want to talk about spoilers now?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready.
You're ready. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can change this on the fly. Oh, there we go. Okay. Boom. People have been warned. There are spoilers.
Spoilers beware.
All right.
Okay.
So, what part should we talk about?
Okay. I'm thinking about like the three like people, well, like categories. What did you think of the weird woman that went crazy?
Sorry, what?
What did you think about the weird woman that went crazy? Ivana Kern or whatever her
Veronica,
name was.
yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I mean it was crazy, but it made sense because of, you know, she was like attached to a computer and alive for thousands of years. So, yeah.
I don't even know how many thousands of years would that have been? Like
Yeah.
thousands upon thousands of years.
Yeah, I think they said on the Gilgamesh that it had been 2500 years. So, I'm not sure if that's right or not, but yeah. Um and yeah, she was
Like,
like believable, I guess, in that to the extent that someone can be alive that long. And you know, she was very goal oriented in the first section of the book, and then that carried through like later on in the book where she was just trying to talk to her monkeys or whatever.
her
And
reaction when she finds out that they aren't monkeys.
yeah, that was probably weird for her.
I mean, I guess that was the most humorous part of the book when she realizes that they're spiders and she's like,
Yes, yeah,
"My
that was
monkeys, what have you done to my monkeys?"
yeah, that was definitely the funniest. And just like her being like, they haven't made the wheel, but like, you know, they've got radio signals. Like, what is going on?
These monkeys are developing so weirdly.
Yeah, yeah, that was
But
definitely the funniest.
I'd say she was realistic in that I think everyone would be a bit deranged if they were that old. But you were like, she is a bit loopy. You just did not know what was going on with her
Mm-hmm.
and her weird like second personality.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was weird that like she didn't want the Gilgamesh to like go down and mess with her experiment at all. She was like so laser focused on it.
But you know, like things happens. Like New Zealand, they're against like people coming in. Like you can't like bring any like fruit or vegetables or like anything in when you travel to New Zealand, can you?
Really? I I have not
Yeah,
traveled to New Zealand.
I've not traveled there either. But and like the same, there was like a carrier pigeon that flew from like I don't know whether it flew, but like maybe it got transported on a crate from America to Australia. And so everyone was like, look at this pigeon, look where he's ended up. And then they're like, we've got to kill the pigeon because he's not part of our natural wildlife. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that poor pigeon, it's like done all that traveling just to be killed.
Yeah, just bring him back. Bring him back to wherever he was from. Yeah, but yeah, that is true. It is important to like, I don't know. It was like her personal zoo, basically, the planet.
Yeah, but it was weird, and I'd be freaked out because when they go down, like the Ben Holston and Lane go down and well not accidentally, but they get forced to go down and then they get chased after. And then they arrive and they're suddenly getting like engulfed by the ants. I would hate to be that one person that got left behind. Well, not left behind, like
Oh yeah.
that decided to stay.
Yeah, that would not have been fun. The ants were like more creepy than the spiders, actually.
Yeah, I feel like the spiders were pretty intelligent and that they were like investigating.
Yeah, and the ants were like
Whereas
a
the ants were
hive
just
mind.
attack.
Hmm. Yeah, that was fun though. The Yeah, I don't know. It was cool to watch the spiders grow and figure out how to like talk to the ants and stuff or like control them.
I enjoyed the spider ant battle,
Yeah, early on that
where the
was fun.
spiders like went undercover to like get inside the ant colony and like convert them to being friends.
Mm-hmm. Or yeah, or
Uh,
figure out how to control them basically.
yeah, like I enjoyed that whole like subterfuge and like them figuring all of that out.
Yeah. Yeah, the first half of the book, the spiders really carried it for me. The human part was a lot slower, in my opinion.
Whereas, whereas I preferred the humans for the first half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did say that. I don't even
Like
like.
I liked the humans. I found their scenes there was much more action on the human side.
Yeah. Maybe I just read the first half too long ago. I like what happened. I can't even
You know,
remember.
like they found the planet, they went down to the planet. There was like I loved them trying to figure out the messages from Kern and like what they all meant. Like
Mm,
and then like the battle with Kern, like her blowing up their drones.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was cool, but it was like a bait. I guess I was looking for the interaction between the humans and the spiders, and then the humans just left, and then that was sad.
And they went off to the grey planet.
Yeah, yeah. Why would
What
you
did
go to
you
the
think?
gray planet? That's
No, I know I wants
clearly
to go
not a good
there.
planet.
No. What did you think about the commander, the commander gone wrong that wants to be like live permanently inside the computer as a intelligent crazy person?
Yeah, so was that guy trying to be like a second version of Avrana Kern, basically?
Basically.
Yeah, that
But
guy
I
was
think
an idiot.
I think he really wanted it. Like I think hers was just a byproduct of like the situation that she's been put into.
Hmm.
Whereas he was like, I'm going to be an AI and live forever in this computer.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and they were
Which I
talking
don't know
about
why
doing
you
that
would
to
want to.
other people on the ship too, and everyone was like, "Nah." But yeah, I don't know why he wanted to do that.
No, no, no. I would not want to live forever as a supercomputer.
Yeah.
Like that was all weird with his whole like cult following and
Yeah. Yeah, it was explained in a weird like way of just circular, you know, affirmation that he was God. Like he would tell people he was God, and then they would wake him up like 20 years later and tell him that he was God, and then he like believed that he was God.
so I found that really interesting, like the concept of religion and like God in this, because
Mm.
you have like him trying to create himself into a god, like a living god, with his cult that he's creating, and you sort of have the same thing with Lane as well. Like she's not trying to create it, but like later on, where people sort of always look up to her, and then you have the same thing with the spiders seeing Everona Kern as God and their religion type thing. So it's like an interesting like structure of how we see God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. Um, yeah, because they both had like a god, and even like the people who knew the gods weren't gods. It was like, especially with the spiders, it's like, well, we have to like say that they're God because everyone else thinks they're God. So yeah,
Yeah, I found it like an interesting dynamic. Like them thinking. I mean, I guess like back in the day, like you'd have the pagans, like their religion and like the things that people pray to and stuff. Like it was interesting how they prayed to this comet in the sky, and they knew that was the messenger.
hmm, yeah, yeah. Let's see. And oh man, I was thinking of something and I just lost my train of thought completely.
Oh. So, were you rooting for Portia and Fabian?
As like a love story, was I shipping them?
Yeah, a spider
Yeah,
romance.
sure, yeah. Multi generational spider romance. I yeah. Fabian is a strong, independent man who didn't put up with any bullshit from the matriarchal female society. And yeah, I think Portia like respected that, or grew to respect that over the generations. So yeah, I can ship them.
I shipped them as well, as much as you can ship a spider couple.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Portia was like very respectful. She didn't just slaughter him after intercourse, That's what you
Yeah,
look for in a relationship. So,
yeah, like that's just polite, isn't it? You don't kill the people you sleep with.
yep. I've not been reading chat by the way, so I should catch up. Let's see. If you liked watching the spider civilization evolve, I would recommend. Oh wait, no, I read that. Shoot. Let me. Potato. I thought Kern's arc was done super well. Yeah, yeah, that was done well. You always get people being discovered in pods and waking up completely sane, but this felt more realistic. Yes, yeah, that. Um, yeah, actually, they usually did wake up sane. It was more of like the situation around them that was crazy.
Mm. Like Holston always seemed pretty sane.
Yeah, yep. He was the same old man from the start of the book to the end of the book.
I'm wondering how old he is. Like it kept saying like he's old, but like how old was he? Was he basically just like 40 and everyone saw him as really, really old or something?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like Lane thought. I think at the beginning or early on, it said like Lane called him old man, even though he was like 5 years older or something.
And it was interesting how like she became older than him in the end.
Yeah, yeah, because she was out of cryo sleep longer because engineering problems and stuff.
Yeah, but like it makes me think that he's not actually that old.
Yeah, he's probably not that old. Um, let's see. What do you guys, or what do you think of? Um, oh, hello, new people. Let's see. Do you also ship Holston and Lane?
That sort of came a little bit out of the blue for me.
Yeah, that was really pretty weird.
Like when she suddenly revealed that the embryo was there for their baby, I was like, when did they get together? When did that happen? Like I just sort of saw them as like friends. I did not see them as a romantic pairing. Unlike Portia and Fabian. Fabian and Portia, that I saw.
Yeah.
But like Holston and Lane was just very out of the blue. I didn't really see the chemistry between them.
Yeah, and they were like, oh yeah, it was like I don't even know. It would have been like Titanic, except like at the end scene where on the door or whatever, and Jack's like drowning or whatever, and but like if the lead up to that was like totally platonic, that's what this felt like.
Yeah. It was very platonic until they'd had a baby.
Yeah.
The baby that was an embryo, but like
Yes. Yep. Yeah, so that'll probably be a big thing in the sequel.
yeah, I mean I don't know if the sequel follows the same characters or maybe it follows the children, the
Yes.
future generations.
The children of time. All right. Hello, Ola. Hello, Mr. Rosari. Let's see. Greetings, Richard.
And also, like if he couldn't have been that old because he was well, I mean I guess he could father a child at any age. But like if he was only 5 years older than Lane in the beginning, then Lane must have been of childbearing age.
Probably, yeah, unless she like froze her eggs or whatever. I mean, they
She
free. They
froze her whole body at some point, didn't she?
yeah. I mean, if they can freeze a human in cryo sleep, they can freeze an egg or whatever.
Guess, but like she can't have been that old.
Yeah,
He can't
that's
have been that old.
yeah. She like I feel like they would be old though, because they kept training new generations of people, right? So like, do you just wake up, go train people for like 2 weeks, and then go back to bed, and then do that once every like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? I don't even know.
Well, she pre-recorded like lots of training, didn't
Oh,
she? Like she must have just done a blitz of like, this is what you do.
yeah. Yeah, and then just people wake her up with any questions.
Like you'd hate that. You'd be like, I've just gone to sleep. Oh, but sorry, got another question. I know it's only been a year, but we need you.
Yeah. It's like, where did you put like the extra power converters? It's like, yeah. Let's see. Uh, Holston. People are talking about Holston. Holston got to be asleep the entire time. He didn't need to lie there in dark with nothing but AI for company. I guess he was in his 40s. Holston, for me, was around 40 or 50. Uh,
Potato, weren't they friends with benefits?
they were later on. It was weird when Holston was talking about it, because he was like, you could have just woken me up and like I mean, we were talking about like the situation with like the boss dynamic, but like it's even more awkward with like a friends with benefits dynamic to just like wake someone up from cryo sleep or whatever.
What, for some benefits?
Yeah, for some benefits. Yeah. Yo,
Like
you
the
up?
new boot. It's like the sci-fi version of a booty call.
Exactly. Yeah. um I like don't remember when the benefits started. I just miss that in like the earlier
I
part?
no, it like we didn't really have that happen. Like we didn't see that. It's just suddenly there was a baby.
Um let's see. Was I the only one that wanted the humans to win? Mm. I I was team Spider. I don't know. I feel like more people are team Spider, but Richard wanted the humans to win. What do you think?
I was like more in the middle. Like I couldn't really decide what team I was on. But leaning more towards Spider.
Mm.
Um, what did you think? What did everyone think of the ending? How it all wrapped up, the battle, the culmination of it all coming together.
Yeah, I was I was on the edge of my seat for that the whole time. Um, they yeah, I mean, it's basically how it had to wrap up unless they like found a new planet. Um, and yeah, that was very cool because the spiders had like chemical weapons and they didn't know what was going on. The humans didn't know what was going on, and the humans thought they were just better, but they weren't.
I did like the spider subterfuge, I guess, how they like, I mean, I don't quite know how they were able to like go into space, really. Like, I didn't really know how the spiders had that technology. That went a bit over my head. But, like, how the spiders were able to like land on the spacecraft and work their way into it and then have their like chemical weapons that they used on the humans. And the humans were there like, nah, we're
Oh no, did we freeze? That just oh. Did my Discord restart? I think my stream is working. Oh no.
hello, Gregory.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I think Discord just restarted or something. Let's see. Pop out. Bring you back over here. How did I do the thing? There we go. Oh no. Stop it. Oh no, and I can't hear you. No, Discord is bad. Okay.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why your audio cuts out sometimes. That might
Oh,
just
it
be
might
for
be
me.
when I'm like looking at the YouTube page. Maybe it only likes to have audio when I'm on Discord,
That
opposed
would
to
be
between
sad.
tabs.
Um, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. Let's see.
But
Potato, love the
I
ending. Yeah, I like the
the
ending a lot too.
yeah, like I like that battle scene. It did feel very quick going from the battle, like everything going wrong, to suddenly, oh, the chemical weapon that the spiders have used is one to make the humans see them as like brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Like it went very quickly to that, and like the humans landing on the planet and everything being fine, and they were just like, let's all be friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Um,
was.
so that was very quick. But I quite liked how neither of them won. That it was both the spiders and the humans that were able to cohabit on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
sort of like
that's
the
good.
spiders, like they both won in a way. Like the spiders were able to engineer this thing that uh, made the humans see them as people, and the humans were able to get their planet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the scariest part about all this, though, that the humans are just walking around with giant spiders.
But they're seeing them as like friends.
Yeah, that's true. And they are friendly
Like,
spiders.
they're not seeing them as like evil spiders. They're just seeing them as friends.
That's true.
Any legs.
What would happen if it was like a human patriarchal society, or sorry, patriarchal society, and then the spiders had a matriarchal society? Would that
I mean,
cause confusion?
it didn't really go into like how they were going to cohabit, like following the landing of the humans landing on the planet. It just seemed to be that they were going to be happily ever after. Um, can spiders tell the gender of humans?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know.
Could you tell the gender of
Um,
a spider?
no, I'm not going to look closely enough to try and
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
So, no.
Neither could I. Okay, yeah. People are saying the ending was good. I like the epilogue ending best though. That was Star Trek vibes. Have you I like only saw the Star Trek movies so long ago, so I don't even remember much about them.
I've never seen Star Trek.
Oh no. Oh no. And we're doing a sci-fi stream. Uh-oh. The internet will come for our heads.
What? Because I've not seen Star Trek. Oh no. I mean, I've not seen a lot of films, so
Yeah, neither have I.
I
Let's
spend my time reading, not watching things.
Yeah, that's been me recently as well. I guess that's just like the life of BookTube. You
Yeah.
have to skip all the movies.
Yeah, and if I am watching something, it's BookTube.
Yeah, that's true.
I just also don't have the attention span for movies.
Mhm.
Like my attention wanders within like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
I'm in a cinema, then I'm like forced. You're stuck in that position, like you're watching that film.
Mhm. Yeah, I need those chairs that just like make you be sat up and not want to move. That's why the cinema chairs like are the best. Let's see, chat. What do people think? Uh, I feel like I'm just interrupting a conversation. Where 50 where 50 to 100 where oh my gosh, this is so small. Can I move my monitor closer to me? There we go. No one can see what I'm doing. Okay, this is perfect. Um,
I love how Geek Clip paused a Star Trek movie to watch this stream to find out that neither of us really knew anything about Star Trek.
yep,
Oh, Geek Clip, I'm sorry.
that sounds about right. Let's
Yes,
see.
Richard, I agree. I like how they fused the technology of the spiders and the humans and like they came together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's interesting to think about how you get into like a bubble, I guess, with like what you know, and so it's quite good to have. And I think Holston was saying that as well with his like classics and the languages. Like he was in this bubble of what he knew and like what he expected to see. That it's hard to when he saw the spider trying to communicate and like he thought if he hadn't seen anything like it before, he would have been able to try and like piece it together. But because he knew he had expectations, he couldn't quite figure it out, or it took him longer than he hoped to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it was cool watching him try to figure all that out at the end. And he said, this is definitely a language because, it doesn't make perfect sense or whatever. Like, languages don't make perfect sense. And
Because I find it really satisfying as someone that like speaks a few foreign languages, like being when you're able to figure out a sentence, when you're like trying to look at the words and looking at the sentence structure and like figuring out what it means.
mm-hmm.
So I found that really interesting, like Holston trying to figure out the languages because it
Mm-hmm.
just related to me.
Yeah, definitely for you more as well. And then that helped Holston try to like humanize the spiders to everyone else too. Or it humanized the spiders for him so he could humanize it for everyone else. And then like when Lane was talking about you know like just destroying everything, or maybe not, it wasn't Lane but everyone else was, and Holston's like, no, they're like a society maybe.
But maybe we're a spider society to someone else.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, who knows? Maybe this is just an experiment and there's like a Verona Kern in space just floating around.
Looking down on us, judging us because we
Yeah.
haven't like reached technological advancement yet.
Yep. We would get judged pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, I'd always wonder like if an alien like presence found us, like what would they think of our society?
Mm.
And like would they see us they probably wouldn't see us as advanced because if they'd found us, then they're probably much more advanced than us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't even know what they would do to us, or yeah. I mean, that's the basis of sci-fi, I think, or at least some sci-fi.
Like first contact,
First
sci-fi.
contact, yeah. Yep. First contact sci-fi and alien sci-fi.
Because this isn't quite alien sci-fi, because I guess I mean, like they are made by humans.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a completely, well, they are a completely foreign being to us, but like
Yep.
their origins are human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, actually, did they like grow up on Earth and then they were like the last people to leave? Was that what the Gilgamesh was? I can't even.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
boy. No pressure. They just have to, keep humanity going and stuff.
Yeah, there's no pressure at all. But I did find it quite funny when they did go down to the planet like originally, like the first time, and there was like 7 or 8 of them, and they were like, "We can build a colony with us 7 people."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're gonna build a whole world with just the 7 of you?
Yeah, that would not have worked, I don't think. You need a few
No.
more. Let's see. Greg, where are your glasses? I'm wearing my contacts. Let's see. Also, if I remember correctly, the pod she was in got out of energy, and the systems of the pod was shared and running on emergency, so that the just remembered that. Okay. Is that why they had to go down to like the planet at the end and get so close to the spiders? Maybe I can't even remember.
Well, their ship was dying, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like their only option.
Well, yeah, because it's not as though they could keep going to another unknown planet because their ship wouldn't have made it.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that this one was habitable.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you recommend this to?
Um, I don't know. I don't feel like this is a great intro to sci-fi. It's not too bad actually. It's a bit long, but still, I don't know. I feel like anyone could read it probably, or any like fantasy reader.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's for everyone, um, because it is. Well, I guess for me it was a bit like outside of my comfort zone, but I didn't find it like difficult to read or anything. Like it
Mm,
was pretty straightforward to read, I'd say. Like the science wasn't too scarily scientific.
yeah, yeah. It definitely wasn't too heavy on the science part of the science fiction. And then people always are like scared of the spiders. I would not be scared of the spiders. They aren't like gross spiders unless you really hate
But they
spiders.
Yeah. And but they describe them quite a few times as having these things called book lungs, which I have not looked up because I'm not googling like spider bodies. But okay, they kept saying book lungs, and I was like, is this like a kangaroo pouch where they could like put their books? Like that's all I could imagine. I was like, I could imagine these spiders carrying books around with them, but I knew it was not that. It's just going to be their breathing apparatus.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably the best way to imagine them as kangaroo book pouches, or at least the best way for the most sanity.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because I mean, I would love to have like a kangaroo pouch that I could just stuff with books.
yeah, I mean, what else would you put in a kangaroo pouch anyway?
Books.
Yeah, only books.
Yeah, maybe a snack.
Snack. Okay. Yeah, that's the best use for it. I don't have anything better to put into a kangaroo pouch. No children though. Let's see. The language aspect reminds me of my favorite Trek Next Gen ep. Okay, yeah, these Trekkies, I can't keep up with this. Uh,
Apparently, they're called book lungs because they look like a folded book. Okay. Not at all a kangaroo pouch, but you know.
yep. Yeah, I like in a lot of books I kind of fade out when they're describing characters and stuff, which was probably good for me here, so I just ignored all the spider descriptions.
I'm trying to think like how I think about characters. Maybe I don't know. A lot of the time, I imagine myself as the main character in the story as the protagonist, which is hard to do because I don't want to imagine myself as a spider.
Yeah, it is tough. Um yeah, if it's written in first person a lot of times I like project myself on a little bit.
Mm.
And then
So,
yeah, what were you going to say?
no, nothing really.
Okay. um and
But it
then
was
the
interesting. I was gonna say it was interesting comparing this to the other sci-fi books that I read last month, because they were all very different,
mm,
and so it made me realize that there is a lot to the genre. Like because I read this, I read Winter's Orbit, and I read um, Sleeping Giants, and I mean, there's going to be a much more to the genre than just those three. It's like
yeah.
there's there's a lot to pick apart within the genre that I haven't quite got my teeth into yet.
Mhm. Definitely. Yeah, and your reading vlog is out today, or
It is.
sci-fi. I still have to watch it, so I will definitely check that out. And everyone can check you out on you can plug your channel if you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. My channel is Abby Salter because I'm not creative and I couldn't think up a name. Uh, but I do have my creativity does come out in a few of my video ideas. But yes, I have just released a deep dive into sci-fi vlog.
Nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, I too am not creative at name creation. Actually, sometimes it's like more creative, or it's not more creative, but like there's actually thought put in, And after like, hours of just brainstorming, it's like my name. And that's like the final answer.
That's what happened to me. I was like, I thought that it was like a gateway to entry onto BookTube because I could not think of a name for myself. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go with my name.
Yep. When in doubt, go with the name. All right. How long did you want to go? I was like just thinking of like an hour or so, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
let
what
you get back to reading and stuff.
yes, the important things in life, like reading my
Exactly.
book on a Saturday night.
Exactly. Um, but yes, thank you for joining. A
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Next month will be let's see, I have the book somewhere. A Darker Shade of Magic with Lyra by V.E. Schwab, and this will be my entry into V.E. Schwab's work, so that should be fun. Um,
It's a
yeah,
good one.
yep. Have you've read this, and you read
I've read it.
Addie LaRue and stuff?
I have read my fair share of V. Schwab, so I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And yeah, so yeah, definitely subscribe to me, subscribe to Abby, and join my Discord if you want to talk about books and stuff. Um, and yeah, I don't know how to end one of these, but or I do
Ciao
know.
for now.
All right, bye everyone.